do I have a story for you? So we're moving my kid into college this weekend, and we rented him one room in an apartment because the dorms, they were full, okay? Anyway, so we get there and we're expecting a fully renovated unit with like freshmen or sophomores, because that's kind of what was told to us. And we get here, we get our keys, everything is going so good until we get up to his room or his house, and we open the door and I'm looking around and it's like, it's disgusting. It is boy dorm disgusting. And so we walk in, we're looking around, and I think all of us were just absolutely stunned at what we were seeing. So my husband is like, okay, we're okay. And he was like, let's go upstairs and let's check the boys' room. I'm like, okay. So we get up to his room, not renovated. It's pretty gross in there as well. And my son is starting to realize, like, this is where I'm going to be living. I am like, you are not living here. Absolutely not. So I tell my husband, I was like, hey, let's go to the leasing office. Let's talk to him. I can't leave him here. And he was like, hey, this is just kind of, this is part of it. I said, oh, no, it's not. I'm not leaving my baby here. So we go sit in the car and we're trying to talk it out. And I said, look, I know that he's an adult. I know we're in college now, but I'm not comfortable leaving him in these type of conditions. Because if it looks like this now, what's it going to look like in 3 months? You know? So my husband was like, okay, well, it is our job to advocate for him. So we could go to the leasing office, kind of bring their attention, see if they'll switch us. I'm like, I can live with that, okay? Otherwise, I'm going to be bleaching this whole house. And I don't know how these other people in this house are going to feel about that. But I'm not leaving my little boy in this. No, okay? So we get to the leasing office, and the first girl was like, there's nothing we can do about it. I'm so sorry. And I said, I'm so sorry for the next thing I'm going to ask. Okay, please don't hold it against me. Is there anyone else I can talk to? And so she looks at me and she was like, well, my manager. And I said, okay, I'm going to need to talk to her. So the manager comes over and she kind of looks at me and she said, well, on his application, you did say he could be messy. And I said, and I want to say something. My husband said, hold on. There is a difference between messy and disgusting and filthy. And she goes, okay. And so she asked us if we would move into a 4. We were in a 3. We moved to a 4. And I look at my son and I was like, I feel like it's worth the gamble, right? So we moved to a 4. We walk in, night and day different. They did so good for my boy. Okay, I am so grateful. So the whole time we're moving his stuff into this unit, we're saying things like, oh my God, this is so much better. I feel so much better about this. I look over at my boy and he's like, okay, I do feel better. He was like, I was very stressed. You were embarrassing me, because the whole time we were in the first one, I was like, no, don't touch that. Don't touch that. Stop that. Don't touch that. Ugh, this is disgusting. He was like, Mom, it was so embarrassing. You know what? If you choose to live in filth, that's fine. But if you know somebody else is coming, why would you not try to get the maggots out of the sink? Like, come on. So, anyways, all's well that ends well. God is good. I absolutely, unequivocally was not going to leave my child there. Flat out wasn't going to do it. I think the apartment complex saw that on my face and they switched us. It's amazing. We've met the roommates. They're so good. And now we're back and forth to Target trying to get it all set up. So that is the update of what's going on. And I am forever grateful that I thought, you know what, let's just go ask, because you never know unless you ask. And I'm also forever grateful that the apartment complex was so generous and moved us, because that was not going to be ideal. Yeah, it wasn't, because I wasn't going to leave them. But anyways, all right, I got to go. I'm hiding in the bathroom. I needed a break and I wanted to talk to my friends. So, all right, I got to go. Bye.